Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's edition of the 5D News. We are already at mid-October, so October 14th. I hope you guys are doing amazing. We are between the full moon in Aries and the new moon in Libra next week. So in sandwich between the two lunations. How are you feeling, Sophie?
It's intense. Those energies are extremely intense. So hopefully we're going to have some switch of energies soon.
Yeah, let's hope so. We were discussing before the show that everything like in my house and outside seems to be broken, and we're not even in the pre-shadow yet officially of the Mercury retrograde. So I'm like, I was looking at the chart of the astrology. So let us know if you know what's happening and if you too are experiencing maybe hiccups, reparations, stuff that isn't functioning as it should. Yeah, so it's a mystery so far, but also I think bigger energy are at play, of course, because Pluto just turned direct, and now it's very much emphasized whenever a planet either turns retrograde or direct, it appears not to move in the sky. So it's very, very, let's say, hyper-focused on in the archetypes that it rules. So Pluto is the master transformation, death and rebirth, psychological process. And we're going to see like what's going on in the world. There's a lot happening in regards to Pluto and the transformation process moving forward again. And before we dive into all the juicy stuff, do make sure you are subscribed to our channel. It really, really helps us and supports us into creating some content for you guys. And we are over here on YouTube, where we post those 5D news shows every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. And also we are doing the same thing here on our Rumble channel. So thank you for liking, subscribing, and also sharing our videos. We really, really appreciate all of you who are supporting the channel. Okay, Sophie, are you ready to go?
I am ready to go.
Yeah, love the spirit. Okay, let's start here. So you predicted, rightfully so, that we were going to have a government shutdown in the US. And now, so this video was 3 days ago, I believe. It says day 10 of government shutdown. So it should be day 13, if I'm not mistaken, of government shutdown. And here in this video from ABC News, it talks about how the government is planning on firing a lot of those federal employees. So there is this operation of mass federal layoffs, and Angeline on the community is asking about that. And she's saying, thank you, Julie and Sophie, for the shows you both do. And thank you for being spot on about the shutdown. So congrats to you, Sophie, about that. And of course, you're on point with a lot of topics. I just don't always remember what we were saying, but thank you guys for reminding us in the comments. She's saying, it is my first time hearing of layoffs during a shutdown. So apparently this is something new, mass layoffs, at least, that are happening during a shutdown. So I guess the Trump administration is using that in order to really, let's say, restructure the whole federal organization. And she's asking, will this start the ball rolling on the deconstruction of our known structures? Example, no more RRS. I always struggle to pronounce this one. No more IRS, etc. So let's start here, if you want to, Sophie. Will this start the ball rolling on the deconstruction of our known structures, and especially government structures?
So the first card is I am still hanging onto the past. So the card of baggage. We have the card of stuck, revenge, change, courthouse, and the last card is kiss and makeup. So there is going to, it's not answering yet, but we can see with the courthouse and change and kiss and makeup that it means that there will be people fighting in court for the loss of their jobs and things like that. Let's see more, because I think that some are reporting that he is targeting more the Democrats for losing their jobs.
He said, I believe, Democrat programs.
Okay. So we have, okay, is it going to start? Okay, ooh, cards are just flying. It's a yes and a no. I think it's not on his radar yet.
To restructure like the whole government structure? No?
It is, but not the IRS. We have a yes and a no. So it seems to be because the question has multifacets. So can you repeat your question so I can pinpoint exactly what I'm seeing?
Yeah, because maybe you're picking up different stuff about IRS, for example, than other programs. But let's talk about generally speaking, with no particular agency or program. She's asking, will this start the ball rolling on the deconstruction of our known government structures?
Yeah. So every card that I have is reverse on that topic. The card underneath the deck is the Four of Pentacles. And this goes on top of the card of change. So I think that there is a lot of desired change. There is delays. When they're all reversed, for me, that can mean delays. We have the Eight of Wands reverse. So the timing is going to be very slow when it comes to changes. And we have the Moon reverse. So for me, that means that there is a lot that is going to happen behind the scene that we won't have the knowledge on. The second part about the IRS and things that I know are implied in these questions, I think that it's not yet on his radar in a sense because there is so much things that needs to be done. And there will be fight back from those change. As we saw, we have the courthouse card. It says dispute, lawsuit. So I know that it takes a long time to be able to make that kind of change. It's not just yes, it's going to be quick, we're moving in that direction. It requires a lot of money, time, and effort to really change all of the structure behind. And as we can see here, we have a lot of resistance to change from many different places and people. So that's why we have the card of feeling stuck with his card right here. It is because we have a lot of resistance and there is a very difficult way, a very difficult path to get to that place.
So a complicated issue. And I'm guessing it's going to be indeed a long process to really, because whenever we're talking about changing the structure, it involves more time, more blockages, people being opposed to whatever we're trying to change. So it makes sense.
Just one more thing on this. This card is very clear also the revenge, and we have this creature here and we have the Nine of Wands. So also there is there seems to be consequences on his health because of this battle. And it seems to be that the people in power, and we're just going to point to that structure here, to this person here, is also very powerful. And the fact that we have revenge in the Nine of Wands underneath talks about how, yes, his health is taking a toll with this, but also how he tries to maybe not be the full on target and protect himself a little bit through it. Because yes, there is consequence on his health because of it.
I did see a picture recently with him having like bruises on his hands. And I believe he issued like an official statement about that, saying that he was taking, let's say, medication for whatever. Is it high pressure, or I can't remember exactly, but you guys are probably more aware than I am. Let us know in the comments. But yes, I think it's probably also his stress level that is very high.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Just one quick question on that, because I'm thinking about the upcoming Mercury retrograde that we're going to have in November. Well, the whole month of November, basically. So will we see progress in regards to government shutdown after the retrograde? So either end of November or beginning of December.
Yes, absolutely. It's still, we have the Five of Swords, so it's still not going to be, everybody agrees and it's very clear how to proceed.
Yeah.
But yes, there is going to be a message of peace and there is going to be a movement forwards. We had the Hangman card in the past with the Nine of Cups reversed, so nobody got what they wanted to. Then we had the Three of Cups. So for me, that's celebration and message of love with the Page of Cups. Let me just get one more card for this Five of Swords, Three of Wands. So they're going to work together to try to come with a compromise.
Good. And I was thinking about that because the first part of Mercury retrograde is in the sign of Sagittarius. So it's like, let's say, strategies, international affairs, immigration, all that stuff needs to be reviewed. But then it finishes in the sign of Scorpio, which is mutual funds. And if we're talking for a government, for example, it's funding, investments, banking. So there's a lot about financial issues, I'm guessing, that are going to be looked at the second part of the retrograde. So good to know that they're going to at least find some sort of agreement towards the end. Okay, another thing that seems to generate a lot of, let's say, posts and has a lot of our attention these days is this object, interstellar object. I believe I said in the previous show interdimensional, but who knows? It might be interdimensional as well. So interstellar object. And a lot of people have corrected me in the comments saying it's the third interstellar object. So that's why it's named 3i. So thank you, everybody. So 3i Atlas seems to have a lot of, let's say, generate a lot of attention these days. And apparently NASA, because if you remember, last week I posted a video from NASA saying where it was going to pass by, let's say, the solar system. And it was going to be very near, like at the closest point to Earth a few days ago. And apparently NASA did like a live of the object passing by, but they were hiding the first HD images. So it's super vague and pixelized. And in this video, he's interviewing Michael Salla. And Michael Salla says that they do it a little bit, let's say, not ahead of time, but like it's not a live feed. So they have the time to retract some images if it's about to show something to the public that they don't want to show. And they just gave this very pixelized image where you're not even able to tell if it's a spacecraft or if it's indeed a natural interstellar object. So I'd like to ask the cards, why is NASA hiding the first HD images when it passed at the closest point from Earth? And we all know that they have the equipment to make HD images of an object that would
live stream. I mean, if they were able to live stream in the 60s for the moon and to
live stream, yes, in
you know what I'm saying, if they're able to live stream on the moon in the 60s and having clear image, but right now we're not able to.
And they have other very clear images, I believe, near Jupiter and Mars. And Michael Salla in the interviews, he was saying that they already had like the equipment on Jupiter, so they could have like took the opportunity when 3i Atlas passed by Jupiter to have those images, but no. So it's very weird.
Okay, let's see.
So why is NASA hiding the first HD images? Is it because it's not an interstellar object? It's a spacecraft? Is it something else? Is it? Hey.
It says that it would create a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
To see what it is fully, and it is for our protection to not see it. So let's ask more. Okay. Flowers, which is protection, charm, commitment, fear.
And again in the interview, Michael Sala was saying that on the picture you cannot see any tail, and usually when it's a comet, there's a tail. You can see like a something at the end, and he says that it has no tail. So for him, it's clear that it's a spacecraft of some kind.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we have fear, we have anxiety, we have a commitment to protect. So yeah, absolutely. But let's see the second row just for fun. Okay, the card is the Empress, Three of Wands. Yeah, so they are trying to correct and to change what they don't want to let the people see. The Queen of Cups, the Lovers. The Lovers is interesting because it goes with the charm. So I want to see if they have maybe an arrangement with whoever owns that. Let's see. Page of Cup and the Knight of Pentacles. The World and the Eight of Pentacles. The Tower. Ace of Swords. They're preparing something. Is it
like Blue Beam Project type of event, like the alien invasion, or to say that alien exists and we're in contact with them since, I don't know, like the 60s or the 50s?
Well, they're preparing something. So I wonder if, like, they're letting something come in. They're letting something pass by and come in. And I'm wondering, because we have the King of Pentacles in the Tower, I'm wondering if this is to impact us directly. Let me ask, what is the purpose of this agreement? Four of Pentacles, the Emperor, Three of Cups, Hangman, Eight of Wands. It's almost like they have an agreement to control us. And they need to get close in order that if something were to happen, they can act against us.
So it's something bad, because a lot of people, and I believe we pulled cards on that already, and you did say that it was going to be, let's say, an omen of change, of great change. Okay, so now it seems like it's controlled by bad people. Is that what you're seeing, or
what I'm seeing? Let me just show you the cards. What I'm seeing is that this thing has an agreement with people on Earth who are preventing us to see it.
Okay.
And at least from a point of view of the people who are here on Earth with the knowledge of what it is, they are using that as a tool for control. So when I ask what is the purpose, we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Emperor, and it's interesting because we do have the stars.
Constellations.
We have the Three of Cups. We do have the Hangman. We have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Nine of Swords. So that's how I'm seeing it. It's that, at least from a point of view of the people on Earth, this thing, yeah, I'm having download. So there is two different things. The impact it has on us, that vibration is, I think, very positive in a sense, challenging for a lot, but if it's a choice, and it could be extremely powerful for your awakening. The other side of it is that whoever it is, whatever it is something that can be used against us.
How can it be used against us?
Well, we have fear, anxiety, and a Nine of Swords. So
okay, just the fact that it doesn't come from, let's say, our solar system could be threatening the narrative of some people.
Well, yes, but also I feel like the people who are having this deal with them here, the people who are here that have this deal with them, are hoping to have their support in a case where they need to have a lot of control over the population here.
In the case where they have control, okay. But why would they have control if it's something positive?
Well, I don't. Is it not clear?
Maybe it's just me, but I'm just like being very curious about that. Can we ask the cards like, I don't know, like I'm still not sure about like what's the agenda but behind this object? Like what do they want? Can we
Okay.
ask that?
From their point of view. Okay.
Yeah.
What do they want? 10 of Wands, Ace of Cup, and the High Priestess reverse. 9 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. So they want a fresh new start.
But like working with humanity or not?
Six of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. Yes, I think they're positive. I think it is good. Now, the agenda of the people here on Earth dealing with them is different.
Yeah. And of course, NASA is part of that because it's the agency that hides everything and that deceives everybody. Wow. Okay. Let us know in the comments what you think about that. Maybe it'll give us some inspiration for future shows. Sophie, did you want to say anything else?
Yes, just I looked into what the human part here wants from them, and it's Ace of Wands, 5 of Wands, the Sword, 5 of Sword, and 2 of Pentacles. They want to just create fear and chaos with that. So they have two different agendas. It is not the same aligned goal.
I understand. So that's why we're getting like say like polarized views of the effect or the intentions. Okay.
Yeah.
What will be the consequences of the government shutdown on NASA? Because it is a federal agency, and we know that they've been charged with hiding a lot of stuff in regards especially to alien life forms or spacecrafts to the public. So it's interesting that now we're having the government shutdown and they're probably financed by the government.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, let me know what you think in the comments, but I'm starting to think that the NASA is not the one that has real power over sending people in space or whatever. I think that's just the marketing side of it. And that
yeah, for sure. The orders are coming from above, for sure.
well, yes, but also I don't know if they have the technology. I would say that maybe another agency has the real technology and the power, because NASA is absolutely ridiculous. So what is your question, you said?
What will be the consequences of the government shutdown on NASA? Will they get defunded? Will they have like issues to finance their stuff, their marketing operations?
Yeah, so it says compromise to get talent. Okay, limited in their trips. That's a way to say that. And let's see.
Because in the video, I believe they were making a possible connection between the government shutdown that is happening now and the coming of 3i Atlas in our solar system. Like it wouldn't be a coincidence. So
they still have the money, but so I think that they still have the money from before. So it's already like the money was already sent to them for the it says a trip, a journey. So something that they have already planned is already paid. But it says employees that they can be not paid. So something is like, maybe it's two different agencies. One is not being funded at the moment. The other one was already funded for a long time ago. I do see that maybe more of the in point of view of employees, it could be a problematic thing because of the shutdowns. But in terms of the project, it was already paid. The money is already there. But we do have the card of it's compromise. So I think that they cannot, they cannot hire or train. It's like there's less money coming in. But overall, they have a lot of power to just be able to ask for more money, because they can start with fear and they can go with we need because we have this horrible thing that is coming at us or whatever. So they are in a good position to ask for more money. They do have money that is already funded for a project that is coming, but in employee side, it's not going well because of the shutdown.
But are they allowed to ask for money when there's a government shutdown? Like, I don't think so. Like,
No,
money
it's
budget can be approved.
Yeah, it's limited, but maybe an emergency budget or
Okay.
something. I don't know. It's very limited. In fact, yeah. But they are in a place where they can say, like, we have a menace, we have something coming up that is very horrible. They have an emergency something, but no, they cannot. That's not the right word. They cannot ask for more funding at the moment, but they can have some emergency fund coming to them in a way.
Okay. Interesting. Now let's turn our gaze to Canada for a while, because I just saw this video recently and I thought it was very scary, I want to say. So here they're talking about how Canada could become a police state by Christmas. So let's listen to the video and then we'll ask some questions for the cards.
Canada will be a police state by Christmas if Parliament passes bills C2, C8, and C9 in their current form. C2 is the Strong Borders Act. It should be called the Strong Surveillance Act. It empowers Canada Post to open letter mail without a warrant. It criminalizes the use of cash in amounts greater than 10,000. And it empowers a vast army of government officials, not just police, to conduct warrantless searches of the computers and cell phones of Canadians. It is a massive invasion of privacy. It's extremely dangerous. There have been warnings that the Online Harms Act, which prior to the last election was known as Bill C-63, might be reintroduced. If the Online Harms Act is brought back and passed into law, you're going to see the Canadian Human Rights Commission with massive new powers to prosecute Canadians over offensive non-criminal speech with penalties up to $50,000. You're going to see a Digital Safety Commission with a vast army of bureaucrats to enforce federal regulations that are passed in respect of the internet and internet contents. And you're going to see Canadians punished preemptively because their neighbor fears that they might commit a hate speech crime in future. The Online Harms Act would authorize judges to place Canadians under house arrest and wear an ankle bracelet in respect to curfew, etc. Giving the federal government, giving federal cabinet ministers power to kick Canadians off the internet is not necessary for protecting public safety or defending our national security. Our freedoms are fragile. It's imperative that every Canadian contact their member of parliament, whether your MP is Liberal, Conservative, NDP, Bloc, or Green, does not matter. Contact your member of parliament and tell him or her to vote against bills C2, C8, C9, and tell them.
Yeah. So let's start here. Like, will those bills, C2, C8, and C9, pass at the Canadian Parliament? And maybe, like, is there something we can do to prevent those bills from getting approved?
So far, it looks like it.
Oof. But is this something like already, destined, or do we still have free will and can we prevent it?
I will check that for sure. But the first card is surrender. Then we have loyalty and devotion, settling, grief, and fake, because of course what they are claiming it's for is not true. Three of Swords.
So it's pretty much like woven already into the fabric of time.
It shows up as it's already being used, and it's you just want to justify.
Okay. Is there something we can do to prevent it? Like I can't remember his name, but the guy in the video was saying that we can contact our parliament member that represents us.
Every time we have that, I do have the same exact card. So it's a question of vibration. When you ask about what can we do, we have the Four of Swords. We do have the Knight of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Devil. So to visualize the good side, to visualize the positivity that it's not being accepted, to call in your guides, to keep your vibration high. That's what is happening for real change. That is what needs to happen for real change. But so far, it looks like it's not just Canada. It looks like it's pretty much every power in place that wants to, that's the 2030. They want to redefine what it is to be a human in this life and the power. And we have the Sun and the Five of Wands. So just the power grab of our existence to redefine what it is to be living on this place.
You know what? Like, it's sad, but also it makes sense with previous readings, because you always said that, like, let's say going into this Agenda 2030, digital ID, etc., it's something that we need to shift with our frequency vibrationally. So it seems like it's the same kind of thing. And what kind of frequency change is the universe expecting from us so we can shift timeline regarding digital ID and that agenda?
Have you ever seen this card like that?
No, what's happening?
There is no one. Well, there's one, but it's right there. It's super small. It's like, this is the Six of Wands. I think that we're meant to remove it. This is not from me, but it talks a little bit more about anarchy. It talks a little bit more about removing the people in power and to changing completely the people in power and what it means to be in power. What power do you have when you are the one that is high up? So the change of vibration, I think it's to become more assertive in your life and to become more of a adult. And this is a challenge for a lot of people because there is so much in our lives that we have to deal with, mental pressure and decisions. But to become an adult in terms of vibration, it means that you don't wait for external things. You do what you need to do. If you want something, you go for it. And to re-empower that every time in every area of your life makes you this kind of a very strong energy and vibration. And by this vibration, you can switch things more easily. So you're claiming, I don't need anybody to have the power over me. I am my own leader. And that's the vibration that change.
So basically to become your own authority and not wait for an outer authority to take responsibility for your life, basically. Yeah. Which in astrology, it's like the good and bad of Saturn, you know, like Saturn can represent the government and the rules and the laws, but the higher frequency of Saturn is you becoming your own sense of authority, not needing this outer system in order to control your life.
Yeah, because in so many of those readings, what I'm seeing is that government is trying to make us regress to a child's energy, where we need everything from them. And by saying no, I can have my own guardian, for example. I can do my own medicine. I can do my own stuff in the house. I can blah, blah, blah. So it's just with everything, if you're able to become your own self-sufficient in every aspect, they cannot control you.
Yeah. And also with work, but also, of course, it comes with more responsibilities, but it's also becoming this adult on an energetical sense.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, let's now shift to the Earth and the stars. So I did see this post. Whoops, not this one, but this one that says that there's a solar storm. It says on the way, but we're already October 14th. So it should be there. And it says on the text here on the side, fasten your seatbelts. We have a solar storm coming. Earth is entering a high-speed stream of solar wind flowing from an equatorial hole in the sun's atmosphere. So yeah, it talks about like all the, let's say, ill effects of that, like feeling more nervous, anxious, worrisome, dizzy, shaky, all of that stuff. So I want to ask the cards, you feel it?
Yes, less today. Yesterday was insane. Yes.
Okay, let's start. Like, is it true that we're experiencing a solar storm now?
Okay.
I'm guessing it is, but let's just verify. And I have this image. And also, apparently, some places were able to see Aurora Borealis.
Yeah. So yes, we have the Tower, but we have the Seven of Swords. I'm just going to check with Seven of Swords what it means. Ace of Swords. So there is more to that story for sure. There is information that is hidden from that. It talks about the moon. So there is something astrologically also that is happening in the same time.
Okay, can we ask, like, what is the energetical effect of this solar storm or this event?
Forcing you to make more decisions, forcing you to go into action. There is that anxiety, that nervousness. It's like jolts of energies to make you go forward in your life. And if you are not, if you are resisting it or you don't want to send a message, you're going to go with a lot of nervousness, shaking, anxiety, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so there's a lot of energy there. And you were talking briefly about the moon, and I have another question from Angeline on the community about the moon. So I'll just switch to that, and maybe we're going to get some more elements of the answer. So Angeline is asking, can the moon erase memories globally for everyone at the same time? If yes, has this been done to us before in our lifetime or to previous generations? So let's start. Can the moon erase memories globally for everyone at the same time?
It says, in a sense, yes. It's more about replacing it. So more about the Mandela effect, I would say. We have this card of the Knight of Swords. We have Temperance, Major Arcana, so replacing something. Then we have the Tower, which is, for me, yes, because you're able to open the memory and change it. And then we have the Star.
Okay. Okay, let's go with her second question. Has it been done to us in this lifetime or to previous generations? Do you want to start with us in this lifetime?
I feel like there's multiple levels. So I would say that there is smaller things that has happened to us, yes. But the big one with the Emperor, I feel this is a long time ago.
Funny how I just got my Emperor card, not card, but mug.
Yeah. So I feel like this is a long time ago.
And what was it used for? Like what kind? You said like smaller things, but what kind of situations?
For which one? The big things or the smaller things?
Oh, you said both?
Mm-hmm.
Well, can the cards maybe give us an example of what kind of situation it
the bigger stuff were the role of woman, to erase the role of the woman in society. Her power. The smaller thing can be anything about Mandela effect.
And what smaller things could it be?
Mandela effect?
Yeah, but what kind of Mandela effect? Like for what type of situation? I'm curious.
We have the Strength, the King of Pentacles reversed, and the Three of Wands. It's about control, politics, money.
Yeah, about leaders. And when you said like the role of women, I also thought about, for example, an Egyptian queen that was being erased from history, and all the hieroglyphs of her were erased. Hatshepsut is her name. and she built a lot of temples, and nobody even kind of has history about her, and they all wiped out everything about her history. So it could have been like about leaders and about history that didn't fit like the narrative that and also Tartaria, all that stuff. Okay, interesting. Okay, again, in this category, we have another question from Donna. And let me put that on the screen. She's asking about meteors or asteroids. She's saying there are predictions of meteors, asteroids hitting the oceans on the east and west coast of North America, causing a big water event and lots of destruction. So I haven't heard about that, but thank you, Donna, for sharing. And she's asking, can you please look into whether this is a true possibility, when it might occur, and if there is a way it can be circumvented? What a beautiful word. If it truly is an upcoming event.
Queen of Swords, Magician, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Star. I don't think, but by judging by this magician, this particular one, it seems to be man-made.
You don't think it will?
I don't think it's meant to happen.
Okay.
But man-made one can be created. But nothing is showing up for me naturally coming up. But we do have this magician, so it is something that they can use. That's one of the options. So that's a way to control population.
And I'm thinking it can also be just the idea of it, like not necessarily doing it for real, but just like they're probably spreading in the news already. Oh, there's going to be like a natural disaster coming. So people are already in that fearful frequency. Okay.
Yep.
And also on the same topic, Vicky was asking on the community, is the purpose of the Golden Dome to protect us from meteors and asteroids?
Four of Wands, so yes. And the Ace of Swords is the card that says yes, so yes.
Absolutely. Interesting. So a multi-purpose dome. Okay, so we have another question here. So again, about this government shutdown, I guess it also fits in the same category. I found this post saying that there were no hurricanes in September hitting the continental US. Is it because Trump got rid of the Green New Scam deal and fired a lot of these scientists? Or is it that our military just happens to be in the Caribbean forcing HAARP and NOAA out of the ocean? So interesting. Okay, let's ask, like, is the Trump's government, are they going to defund HAARP and NOAA during this government shutdown?
Okay, that's a very weird. That will use your brain on this one, because in the past, money was flowing. Let me tell you that. In the past, money was really flowing to an excess, right? And not for the best interest.
Yeah.
We do have the 10 of Pentacles following that. So that's a lot. And for your answer, we have 9 of Cups and we have the Emperor. Queen of Wands. I think that what I see, and I would be interested in what you see also, what I see is that it will be interested in founding it still if the goals align, but the goal needs to be redirected.
But like, I don't see any positive goals of having a hurricane hit the continental USA.
I don't see a goal of destruction. I do see that there is other things that it could be useful for, and I don't know what they can be. But if there have because we do have this card of wishes coming true, the Emperor, and we have this one with the goals right there. So for me, that would mean that if there is a way that this can be useful, and they're both okay with the direction, yes.
I'm not sure I agree with you because, like, to me, I don't know why, like, your card of the Nine of Pentacles, to me, it's like being more financially independent and like getting the funding from, I don't know, like gathering all the funds to, yeah, it's like finding a treasure, a wealth.
It's not Nine of Pentacles.
Oh, of Cups. But I thought it was Nine of Pentacles
Yeah.
because of the image. So to me, that's what
Yeah.
I was.
Nine of Pentacles, I would have said like you want to get rid of it so we could be free of that. Nine of Cups is there is something that can be used for us both.
Okay, but still, I think there's something with the money that can be saved and redirected to other things with that card that I thought was the Nine of Pentacles.
Yeah,
For some
absolutely.
reason. Okay. Let us know what you think in the comments, of course. And can we know like what and very approximately, because I know the cards don't really work in percentages, but what is the approximate percentage of government control hurricanes that hit continental USA during a year? So like the majority of hurricanes that hit continental USA, like for example, Florida, are they government control or are they natural? Like what's the percentage of them being under the HARP program, for example?
So they're all, in a sense, because it says that they have the capacity to block 100% of them, but they don't. So in a sense, they're all responsible for the hurricane.
Wow. Wow.
But there's a lot of money that could be made in destruction. So
yeah, insurance companies, I guess.
Yeah, and also just buy the land very cheap and everything.
Okay, I get it. So not necessarily positive for humanity, but positive for certain interests.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we're gonna have very other interesting questions in the health and body department that I gather from you guys. But just before we do so, Sophie, what do we have here for people who would love to get your talents for their own personal questions?
So there is a 30 minutes pre-record. You send me your questions and I send you the pre-record video. There's about a 2 weeks period for me to send it to you, depending on the demand. So it could be sooner, but normally it's around 2 weeks. The 1 hour past life reading with me live on Zoom and the 1 hour tarot reading that is also live on Zoom. And because you watch the show, you have 10% off.
Awesome. So do make sure you enter Jupiter as your discount code when you book with Sophie. And we have amazing reviews and people keep coming back because she's very accurate. So awesome. Let's talk about our next category, which is going to be health and body. And okay, so I dove into a little bit of a rabbit hole here. Let's see if I'm going to be able to share the video. So I do have a video. Okay, so let's listen to the video here. It's about women versus man fertility. And I stumbled upon a video of this guy saying that all along we thought that women above, especially 35 years old, were responsible for, let's say, infertility or fertility issues or delays or, let's say, DNA issues with the baby. But it could be the men. So let's listen to the video and then we'll ask some questions.
Confirms that the female egg doesn't have a biological clock. It's the male sperm that does. Healthy women's X mitochondrial DNA does not accumulate mutations until age 45, whereas men's sperm DNA fragmentation inevitably begins at age 30, and the older a man becomes, the more gene errors occur by evidence. Therefore, time is evidently a primary limiting factor for men, not women, and pregnancies from older women with younger men are on average significantly safer than pregnancies with older men and younger women. Also, studies on increased infertility risk of women over 35 are a trick to blame women for men's shortcomings because most women have older partners, but the study models only focus on the women's outcome of a successful or unsuccessful pregnancy, ignoring the elephant in the room. Therefore, if you want to make that argument, men don't need younger women, but women need younger men. Ladies, do you think men should marry?
Okay. So that's very, very interesting. And I found also this post here. And it's about, I guess they're referring to the same study. A groundbreaking 2025 study published in Science Advances has revealed that while women experience a decline in the number of eggs as they age, the quality of those eggs at the DNA level remains surprisingly stable. In contrast, men's sperm accumulates genetic mutations over time, making older fathers more likely to pass on DNA errors that can contribute to developmental, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, and neurological conditions in their children. So this basically changes everything we've been told.
Yeah, well, there was another study that said that basically the man was responsible for the creation of the placenta through his DNA, and the man determined if the pregnancy was going to be good or bad with symptoms and risk. So that study showed that the man is supposed to prepare for the best DNA, the best sperm by doing the best that he can with food, diet, like diet in general, the alcohol consumption, coffee, sports, relaxing, so not having too much stress 7 to 8 months before the pregnancy starts.
Yeah.
And the woman is responsible for the 9 months plus because we have to also create milk and everything.
Wow, this is really groundbreaking in my opinion, because a lot of women have been like stressed with having like a later pregnancy, which happens a lot these days. And now we've been told that actually it could be, and of course I'm not talking about specific problems that the women should have, let's say PCOS or other, let's say less eggs or something like that. So I think this can be particular cases where, of course, like fertility issues can be on the side of women, but generally speaking, they're saying that older men having babies can tend to more DNA errors or problems with the pregnancy. So is it true? Let's ask with the cards, like, is it true that the man's sperm determines a lot about, let's say, fertility, like a successful fertility?
Yeah, Four of Swords, absolutely. That's for me the card of health. So yes, absolutely. And we have the moon. So yes, it brings a lot in the pregnancy. Yeah.
And can we ask, like, why was it being told that way or narrated that way? Was it to shame women, or was it because they genuinely didn't have like the right information?
We know, come on. Like the pill for how's it called? The pill to not get pregnant. What is the word for that?
Contraceptive pill?
Yeah. The contraception, yeah, that word. So that pill, they made it for men, but because they had the same symptom as women in the studies, they said, "Oh, let's cancel it."
Oh,
so women are supposed to suffer and they're supposed to go with the worst, but men cannot. Yeah, eight of swords. So the reason is that. Well, it was not shared, eight of swords, because they didn't want to invest a lot of money in this and redo completely what they know about the fertility. This decision has been made. Queen of Swords, Hierophant. It says that it's highly judged by those people who are very religious, and this contradicts a lot of ideas, the roles, the gender roles, the responsibilities, and the money is not going in that direction.
Okay. I don't know, like a question just popped into my mind, so I guess I'll just ask it.
Yep.
Are there more like ill consequences to the injections of 2020 in men or women, or both equal?
And
Regarding fertility, sorry.
And man, the mobility.
In men, okay.
Yeah. And we have the Ace of Cup afterwards. So first thing would be the mobility of the sperm. So that would be more of the prostate, if that's the same word in English. And then we have Ace of Cups reverse, which means that there is more miscarriage and there is more problem with keeping the pregnancy.
Wow. And last question on this, like, is because of course, like we're, aside from the injections, like we were trying to get, let's say, more awareness regarding nutrition, diet, healthy habits. Is fertility for women increasing as we move towards, like, let's say, the age of Aquarius, and more women having babies later in life and having like successful, healthy pregnancies? Is it like, are we enlarging, if that's the right word, the timeline of fertility for women as we move into the age of Aquarius?
Only those who have you have to be extremely mindful about your habits, because we have a big change in the way that fertility is happening. That's the Death card. We have the Devil reverse. So you have to be really mindful of what type of chemicals you're putting in your body. So what are you breathing? What are you eating, drinking, whatever it is? And then the stress levels. But yes, there seems to be a positive effect of the age of Aquarius on fertility. But the time is also against us, in the sense where there is so many chemicals everywhere. So if you're mindful of that and you're doing your best, but truly like making a difference in that, it's going to be good. Like you, Julie, I know you're doing everything good. I know. And I know a lot of you watching are
trying.
Well, I mean, you're good. And
we'll do a couple of things that I know are not like kosher, but you know, like we're still human. We're trying our best.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
okay, very interesting, because like I saw a lot of women around me having like kids later, and usually in the hospitals they were labeled as geriatric pregnancies after 35, which to me is crazy, but apparently I think it's changing, so good news. And I see like there's both sides, of course, of the coin here. Okay, so we have another question regarding health from Devin on the community. So thank you, Devin. She's saying, I'm a first-time mom, and I'll show you here the image. And that's not Devin, but that's a generic picture to give you the vibe of the question. I'm a first-time mom to a 9-month-old, and I have some questions about baby sleep. As parents, we are told that baby needs to be alone in a dark room and should be able to self-soothe to put themselves to sleep. Yeah. And I know like this is a topic where there's a lot of things that doctors say you should do, and women feel like it's against the natural things. So it's a good question, I think. Historically, women have been sleeping with their babies to offer protection and comfort whenever needed. Yeah. And also to soothe like the anxiety of being abandoned by the parent.
Yep.
Why are we being told that responsibly co-sleeping with our baby isn't safe or looked down upon? Do doctors and sleep experts have an ulterior motive, or are they genuinely trying to help? And she's saying, the only time my daughter doesn't wake up screaming and crying is if I'm laying next to her. I've also heard that baby astral travel in their sleep. Is that true? So let's start here with the first question. Why are we being told that responsibly co-sleeping with our baby isn't safe or looked down upon? are they really trying to help, like doctors and sleep expert, or do they have an ulterior motive?
I think it's because some mothers have a lot of trouble with mental health afterwards. That's what the cards are saying. And for some of them, it could be better to be separated
Like
from the
postpartum
baby.
depression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know how that could relate, because for me, my instinct would say that if you do have that, you need your baby to be sleeping, and if they sleep better near you, good. I mean, but the card seems to say that doctors have seen that it could help for some cases with mental health, and they don't research a lot the side of the woman. So that's probably like a one size fits all that they have applied at one point for something, a research that they have done or something. Let's see for the point of view of the baby, what would be best? We have Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands, the Sun, the King of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. It shows up as the baby needs you to be a presence, and with time they will learn that they are always safe. So if you're able to always sleep with them and you're comfortable and that feels good for you, go. If you want to sleep separately, but when they need you, go there, and they can learn, okay, I'm always safe even when I'm alone. That will happen. But I think that it needs to be from both parents if we're able to have both parents, because we have the Queen and the King of Wands showing up.
Oh, interesting. And yeah, I do feel like some babies are more anxious than others, and they have this anxiety of separation. And it's so important. And doctors are saying like, oh, you need to break that, or break that sort of needy attachment. But I don't think so. I think, yeah. And the cards show that it's pretty much like, if your mother instinct is saying that your baby needs you, it's because there's a reason.
Yeah. And of course, you can like let a few seconds pass to self-soothe, but it shows in the card that the baby needs to know that if there's a problem, you're always there.
Yeah, and it's so important because we know that a lot about the way that we function, emotionally speaking, when we get older is coming from when we were a baby or a kid. So to feel that we're not getting to be abandoned, we can form like a very, and I believe it's before 3 years old that the baby forms the emotional bond and learns how to bond with other people. So it's so important to have that presence. Thank you, Devin, for asking your question. I think this is beautiful. And of course, if you guys have questions that you would like us to read on, please put them in the community. That's where I go every week to find some inspiration for us during the show. So thank you, everybody. And do make sure you like this video if you did appreciate the content of it. Of course, it really helps us and supports the channel. Thank you, Sophie, for answering all of our questions. And I hope you guys will have an amazing week. And Sophie and I will be preparing some interesting stuff for in 2 weeks. So we are already prepping a special show. So do make sure you stay tuned. I put the show schedule on the community post on YouTube and also in the community, in our own community. So do check that out every Monday. Thanks, everybody.